So what if this part of the Bible is about me? Welcome to Psalm 107. So we've been inquiring as to the hunger and longing of our souls yesterday. We're looking at kind of the structure of a song that is Psalm 107. So yesterday we looked at the introduction and the outro, and we looked at the first stanza. So the intro says, "Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever. Let the redeemed of the Lord, the rescued of the Lord, say so, whom he has redeemed from trouble and gathered in from the lands, from the east and the west, north and the south." So Psalm 107 is a song of thanksgiving because of the character of the Lord. He's faithful. That's a big theme throughout the whole thing. And that faithfulness has a real effect on real people in real time, and that is redemption and rescue. Now that means, what's redemption? Redemption means that something of value has been exchanged. It's cost the person that redeemed you something. So the Lord is acting on our behalf at expense, that is expense to himself. So something of great value. So to get us out of this mess in general, that we have put ourselves into. So these are wondrous works towards children of men. And we'll see some of that in this second stanza as well that we're going to look at here today. So each of these stanzas, remember, 4 things in each of the stanzas. It starts with the problem, then the people cry out, the Lord delivers, and the people give thanks. That's going to be a pattern through each of the stanzas. We're going to do stanza 2 and 3 here today. Here we go. This is the problem in stanza 2. Some sat in darkness and in the shadow of death, prisoners in affliction and irons. Why? For they had rebelled against the words of the Lord and spurned the counsel of the Most High. So he bowed their hearts down with hard labor. They fell down with none to help. So there's this problem. They rebel against the words of God. They spurn the counsel of the Most High. So that's treating God as not God, number one, and not so high, devaluing the words of the Lord. So there's always this penalty for a campaign against God. Now, sometimes, like in this case, it's demonstrated right away, and sometimes it's delayed. But here's the critical moment in all the stanzas, but here's the one in stanza 2, verse 13. Then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and he delivered them from their distress. He brought them out of darkness and the shadow of death and burst their bonds apart. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can't promise you, nor does the full counsel of the Bible promise you guaranteed deliverance from the natural circumstantial consequences of your decisions. But what I can promise you is his presence. Remember back in Psalm 34, the eyes of the Lord are toward the righteous, and his ears are toward their cry. And the Lord is near to the brokenhearted. So verse 15 then, he goes on, let them thank the Lord for his steadfast love, for his wondrous works to the children of man. For he shatters the doors of bronze and cuts into the bars of iron. So this is the kind of God we have, steady when we are wobbly, kind when we don't deserve it. We have relied on his faithful presence to us in the days past, in the current days, and every day that we are in heaven. So the hesed of God is not optional, it is critical. It's necessary. We desperately depend upon the dependability of God. All right, but wait, there's more. Let's do stanza number 3 here. The next stanza, this is one problem of behavior, not just attitude. Verse 17, some were fools through their sinful ways, and because of their iniquities suffered affliction. They loathed any kind of food, and they drew near to the gates of death. So not every fool suffering near death and affliction because of sin and its stain turns to God, but at least this guy does. Verse 19, then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and he delivered them from their distress. So God sometimes protects fools from justice. God sometimes provides mercy. God sometimes bestows grace and gives us more than we deserve. Verse 20, he sent out his word and healed them and delivered them from their destruction. So here's the gratefulness theme of this psalm. Verse 21, Let them thank the Lord for his steadfast love. That Hebrew word is hesed. For his wondrous works to the children of men. And let them offer sacrifices of thanksgiving and tell of his deeds in songs of joy, which Psalm 107 is. So Psalm 107, in conclusion, is about knuckleheads for sure. Fools, bad behavior, loathing the wrong, all the way to the point of death, rebelling against his word, spurning his counsel. So is there any big part of your life that if a psalmist was writing a song about your life, that he could write a similar stanza about? All right, so that's some major error. Here's a harder question. Is there any little part of your life that a psalmist could describe you as defying God or slighting his guidance? So let's not be a knucklehead in saying that we're not represented and reflected in Psalm 107. Maybe, just maybe, Psalm 107 is more about me than I'd like to admit. Stay with me tomorrow. There'll be some more. Thanks for listening.